Rob and Kale podcast. Rob Sanders.
Some would be entertained by it. Some would be horrified by
Kale
it.
Carolina Jackpot Hall.
All would be interested in it.
The Rob and Kale
Some would be entertained by it. Some would be.
And welcome into the podcast. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Rob Sanders coming to you from Calloway. My podcast partner is the best damn Gamecock YouTuber on the planet. He is coming to us tonight from the Big L in his den of sin.
The Big L.
Kale Hall. What's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody? Wednesday evening. Hope everybody had a great hump day. And as you head down the back stretch of the work week, once again, hotter than Satan's balls this week.
Yeah, it is. It is hotter than a fucking. It's just hot. That's all there is to it. All right, so tonight on the program, I have to explain some things to some folks about players that once played at Clemson that aren't playing there anymore, that have decided to go somewhere else. What exactly you're getting, and we also have remember the Ryan Helinski saga here at South Carolina, where the young man came here, his brother committed suicide, and there was a whole lot of love for Helinski, and then all of a sudden he was just gone. Now, wow, Jackpot sent me something where there is not a lot of faith in Helinski up at Northwestern. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. I'm pleased to announce that Jackpot, you should have already received some of our first entries in the Callaway's Pick'em contest, right?
I have, and so far we've got a few participants so far. We have in the contest so far: Andrew Grove, SEC Dog, Harry Legg, Jay Rocks the Party, Keith Ramsey, Gary Todd, Dr. Bark, Ken Bellinger, Gary Mills, Larry Centerfit, Chef K. Diz, Jordan Dealmaker, Dick Long, Elijah, Daddy O, Bible Belt Beauties, Aaron Hughes, and Ethan Hewlett. So the link to join the contest is down in the description box below. You can either pay Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. If you're choosing to pay with PayPal, and I'm gonna put this in all my videos that I do on the subject here in August, because I will be doing a lot of them to get more participants there. Make sure you send your money over as friends and family, not goods and services. If you send it goods and services, it takes like $1 off of it for me.
Well, so we have to thank Callaway's for sponsoring the Pick'em Challenge. And you sound like we got 15 names or something already in the pot, and we haven't even gotten. We're getting there, buddy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, we're gonna have a nice big huge pot for the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. So thanks to Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com.
18 there so far, and then we're at least 30 people in.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna get there. All right. So also we have Dennis Wilson from DNC Trucking and Transport. Dennis texted me a video earlier that I'm gonna have to cut up and put pieces of it on the page here later on. Pretty funny stuff. We appreciate Dennis from DNC Trucking and Transport. He supports us by what do we give him for his support? Well, Jackpot tells us stories every podcast. Jackpot, please lead away.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. The South Carolina offense has scored 3 points against Clemson in the past 954 days. What happens if Spencer Rattler decides to stick his lower lip out like a child again? We might go 3-9. Remember, it sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
All facts there from Carolina Jackpot up there in the Big L. It's awesome that your den of sin is up there in the Big L, and your team is a shithole. Just saying.
Yeah, well, I'm just all screwed up, I know.
I know, right? All right, jackpot. We got to start with Lynn J. Dixon transferring to Tennessee, and it's funny because Tennessee fans are all jacked up about this. Jackpot, even you know the story with Lynn J. Dixon, right?
Well, he's not going to be eligible to play.
Well, from what I read on the Greenville online site, they think he might be able to play this season. We'll see.
Well, now how is that? I thought you couldn't play if you transferred after June the 1st.
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work, but it's interesting though. Let me enlighten Tennessee to what you're getting. Okay? Bible Belt Beauties has it out there. He had a bit of an attitude problem, and here's the thing. He was the 4th string running back at Clemson. Now, bear in mind, before you say one more cross word about whatever, make sure that you walk back all those comments about Clemson's a shit program. You're getting our 4th string running back, the fucking tackling dummy for the practice squad. And y'all are celebrating him like he's the next best thing. So let's make sure that we have that out there. Okay? And that's just as real as we can get. He was told, you're the 4th string running back. You got beat out by Kobe Pace, a freshman in Will Shipley, and the guy that was there that was like the super duper senior that never really got any carries, but was basically in there for garbage time. You will back those guys up. Congratulations. And he said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go to West Virginia where they burn couches. He went up there and played for the spring, couldn't crack the depth chart there. Now, guess what? Now he's heading down there to you. So good luck with that. Good luck with that.
You're like the Braves back in the 80s getting ace reliever Bruce Sutter from the Cardinals after he done had like 4 rotator cuff surgeries and just wasn't worth a shit anymore. That's what you're getting.
Big Barney Ross says 4th string at Clemson is 1st string at other schools. Yeah, there's that. And by the way, Jackpot sent me, and I've got to play this clip, Jackpot, because it's like I just can't. This is some Tennessee YouTuber. This is what he said about the Tennessee offense.
His name is Squid Tard. That last half of that is definitely in full effect here. Squid Tard, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's what he said that Dixon will help with that Tennessee offense.
It's going to be awesome to see him and, of course, Jabari Smallvall go at it and really go at these defenses and just more or less kind of extends my point that, Tennessee's offense is I guess what you would call God tier, okay? Tennessee's offense this season is going to be one of the best offenses in college football, if not the best. I don't care. The only way I could see anybody outscoring Tennessee this year, no matter who you are, is if your first name is Wake and last name is Forrest. That is the only other team that has a good enough offense to compete or at least outscore Tennessee. Maybe Alabama, maybe, but...
You fucking redneck, cousin fucking, chicken fucking, hillbilly, goddamn East Tennessee outlaw mud show piece of shit.
So they fear absolutely no one except for Wake Forest.
And maybe the team that has like the returning Heisman Trophy winner. Even though, I mean,
maybe they might be a problem. Yeah.
Fucking Screech's love child at Georgia had more passing yards than fucking Hooker, if I remember correctly. You can't get more passing yards.
He played in 2 more games.
Oh, who cares? Doesn't matter. It's still a mess. But anyway, I thought I had to put that out.
Leonard says, so I guess Tennessee fans be excited over Dixon is similar to South Carolina fans being excited over Rattler, unreal expectations from both fan bases. Sir, to be fair, I mean, Lynn J. Dixon has never done shit. I mean, Spencer Rattler set the college football world on its ear in 2020. I mean, he was really good. Come on now.
Yeah, and they play two completely different positions. So
He
there's that.
beat Dan Mullen's team. Okay.
Look, Lynn J. Dixon, good luck. Maybe jackpot. Let me see if I can do the Tennessee side of this here. No one thought that Hendon Hooker was worth a shit because, well, he played in a pro style offense at Virginia Tech. Maybe they can pick him off the woodpile, sort of like they did with Hendon Hooker, and they can turn him into a productive running back. Maybe that's the way that it'll go. But Tennessee will be the school where people that couldn't cut it somewhere else ends up going and making their way. So there's that. So anyway, I mean, I don't even know where to go from here on that, jackpot. It's funny. It's funny. I'll have to say. All right, and then jackpot. This is another piece from what, the Cover 3 podcast, right?
Cover 3 podcast. This is Tom Fernelli, I think, speaking here.
So they're talking about Northwestern.
They're talking about win totals. They've been doing their podcast. They've been talking every week for the past 3 weeks. They picked a different conference and they're doing win totals versus Vegas and breaking them down and whether they're going over, under, and whatnot. And today they did the Big Ten West, which consists of Nebraska, Minnesota, Purdue, Northwestern, Illinois, Iowa. Help me out here.
I don't know. Shit schools where they have corn. There you go.
Purdue.
There's my help. Purdue
won.
Don't say that. Yeah. Don't say that. Tennessee fans will piss themselves.
I think that was it. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I won't say that anymore.
All right. Well, anyway, so they had these comments, and the reason we're playing them is because Ryan Helinski was the starting quarterback at South Carolina for one point. Mike Bobo was brought in because Will Muschamp is a fuckhead. He brought in Bobo, and Bobo said, okay, this guy's not going to get it done. And then they had to have a graduate assistant. And then all of a sudden, I mean, it was a mess. Eventually they had a graduate assistant, but we were told that Helinski was like the second coming. People loved Ryan Helinski. And then now you got guys saying this about Helinski.
Northwestern had by far the worst offense in the Power Five. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like it was just really unwatchable. I don't think Ryan Helinski can play. So that's another negative that I would have. They lost like almost everybody except for their one stud on the defensive line. I still have no idea if was it Jim O'Neill that they replaced their longtime defensive coordinator with, and Brandon Joseph kind of ripped him on his way out in transferring to Notre Dame. By the way, Brandon Joseph is not there anymore. He's a pretty good safety who transferred to the Irish. But the number here is very low. I think Miami, Ohio could beat them. If you play Ryan Helinski, anybody can beat you, honestly. Like, that's not saying they will, like Duke will beat them, but any game is losable with some of the turnovers he makes.
That's fucking trash.
That's basically what that is.
Well,
wow.
Those are all
they
facts.
Hammered this poor guy. Well, I mean, they hammered him. I mean, he did have some good games at South Carolina, and he wasn't a bad kid. But he did have some. What was it that Mike Bobo said about him? That he had horrible footwork or something to that effect, like terrible mechanics is basically what it boiled down to.
Yeah, I mean, we can hate on we can hate on Mike Bobo and Muschamp's folks all we want to, but I mean the fact of the matter is, it's obvious. I mean, he's went out there and he's been. I mean, for God's sake, the guy threw like one touchdown and 4 picks against Duke last year. I mean, I just don't think he's that good. I mean, and I think everybody was rooting for him, and and his story and all that was You know, nobody wanted to say anything bad, but he's just
Right.
not very good.
All right. Well, there's that. And I don't, and a lot of people want the best there for Helinski because the guy lost his brother, and I get that. One of the jackpots sent that to me, and it's good to bring this up because it's amazing how these young men can go from, man, we think they're the absolute best ever, to now it's like they may win 3 games. I mean, literally, we put these guys up as heroes, and all of a sudden, when they don't play the way they're supposed to, they're not at South Carolina anymore, and now he's up at Northwestern, and Northwestern played for the Big Ten title 2 years ago, and now they're talking about them losing to freaking Miami of Ohio. Holy shit, jackpot.
Well, I know another team that can lose to Miami of Ohio, but
Yeah.
it's another bunch of Wildcats too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
LaBiscuit said he used to see Bobo drunk out of his mind in downtown Athens. That's interesting.
All right, so some comments here. Leonard says, Rob, if Dabo retired after the season, who are a few names you would like to see be considered to replace him? I don't think there's
Tony
anyone.
Elliott.
Well, Tony Elliott's a good coach, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like Dabo's coaching tree is the shits. I mean, Chad
Scott.
Moore went to Jeff Scott was the shits at Florida, at South Florida. Chad Morris was the shits at Arkansas. So as far as someone with Clemson ties, there really isn't anybody off the top of my head that I would think, okay, this is great.
To be fair, though, Jeff Scott, his first year. First year was the COVID year.
Yeah. Well, but still, I think between him and Chad Morris, they have 4 wins overall as coaches. I looked that up the other day. 4 wins total. I mean, that's some shit there. Anyway, Tyrone asks, are you guys doing the Pick'em Challenge this year? Yes, we are. Link is in the description, sir. Go to robandkaleshow.com. If you can't find the link, it's right there for you. All right.
Arkansas man says, yeah, your coaching staff made our program shitty. I got news for you.
No. Your program is shitty because you did. First of all, you hired Britt Belima to come down there, and he kind of ran your program into the shitter. Chad Morris went to SMU first, and then went to Arkansas. You can put a lot of it on Chad Morris, and that's fine, but your program's shit anyway. You have 20 SEC wins since 2012, one more than Vanderbilt. That was long before fucking Chad Morris came down there. So please stop with the nonsense. All right, 803-470-2905. Let's go to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Hey, I just wanted to call and say, this is Billy. I just wanted to speak to Jackpot about when we play South Carolina. We whoop up on them chickens.
Okay. Do you have anything else that you want to say, sir?
Hey, you know what I'm going to say. Henry Hogan's winning the Heisman, and we going to the national. No. We might not go to the national championship, but we will be in the playoffs. And you know it.
Okay.
Every other fan base is just
Hello.
jealous of us. That's what it is. I figured it out.
Okay.
Everyone's just jealous of us. So that's all I wanted to call in and just let y'all know that I'm going to be right come 6 months from now.
I don't give a fuck.
All right. Well, you will when I'm right.
That's all funny timing.
Hey, let me see the Carolina Jackpot real quick.
Suck a cheeseburger flavored dick.
Go ahead.
I can't. Hey, how did you feel last year when we whooped up on them chickens?
I didn't like
Are you
it.
crying in the live stream? You didn't what?
I didn't like it.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're going to be, hey, both y'all going to be feeling the same way. Hey, what's it called? You better hope Clemson ain't in the playoffs because then we going to really whoop up on y'all. Y'all going to see. You're lucky we ain't in y'all schedule. That's all I got to say.
Oh, my Lord.
can you say the same things to my face when I'm standing in front of you that you want to say to my answer machine? If not, then lose my number, motherfucker, because you're pissing me off.
Anything else? Caller? Maybe hung up. Well, I got nothing for him. So
Going to the playoffs, going to beat
I tell you
Clemson.
what, when Tennessee fans call and they start their shit, especially if it's folks like that, I mean, I've got Jim Cornette's going to answer the phone for us. That's basically what's going to be.
Hello.
And when they start talking, I'm just going to say I've got, go with this one.
You fucking raccoon pelt-headed piece of shit.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, whatever it is I need to go with, I mean, we've got a slew of Jim Cornette stuff that we'll be happy to hit them with. I'm not going to acknowledge them much because they're just silly. We can play the McDonald's theme. I'm loving it. And then we'll just move on. So
Do you think Smokey digs in the trash can for McDonald's garbage?
that poor dog. He wants to be Ugga so bad.
I almost bought one of those puppies a couple of years ago because I heard they were really friendly and everything. But we live in a subdivision, and I thought,
you can't bring somebody into the house that howls louder than you do. That's not
it might not be a good idea.
It's not gonna be a good idea. That your better half already wants you to stay at the den of sin for football season. So we can't have too much. Come on now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, some comments over there. Biscuit says that dude has that ego going 7-6 with a loss to Purdue. Bluegrass Sports Media says Kentucky's going 10-2. Get the fuck out of here. Jay Snipes says Smokey won't be as lazy since he sniffed out Hunter Biden's drugs. Damn it. Ballsteak says Rocky Top 150-0. Jesus.
Zona Man says he can't wait for the Tennessee-Florida game. Okay, that's going to be a good one.
I by the way, I picked Tennessee to win that game. I think they'll finally get Florida.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Florida was a shithole the second half of the season last year. People forget the first half of the season. I mean, they were really good. I mean, and then they just boom. I mean, they hit that freaking wall, man. It was the Georgia game that really did them in. And then they're turned around. They had that shootout thing with LSU. Did they beat LSU by a touchdown? It was like 49-42, or they lost. I can't remember. They lost to fucking Kentucky when Dan Mullen got the ball. It was like first and goal from like the 9 or something. It's like a minute left in that game, and he runs it up the middle 4 fucking times or some dumb shit.
Billy says, I can't wait till I prove y'all wrong. I guess Billy's going to suit up. Billy, I think you should play in the secondary because they're just getting people out of the stands to play there anyway. So might as well have that at it. Look, and JJ Banks says, what's wrong with getting Dixon for depth purposes? I think that's a good thing to get him, but understand he is a guy that was the 4th string running back at Clemson. Just make sure you understand that. He's not a guy that's going to come in and theoretically just run up and down the field. He's not. He's the 4th string guy. And that's why he left. And the word on the street was he had a bad attitude up there. So if that's cool with what you want up there, that's fine.
What would Dabo say? What Dabo said about him?
Oh, Dabo's got comments about everybody.
What would he have thought about him?
Yeah, well, Dabo, Oh man, I've got my board's all messed up. But basically, he's a slapdick from East Boga Community College.
He really is.
There we go.
He's some slapdick from East Boga,
Right.
community college.
Exactly. So, but that's how Tennessee wins, man. That's how they win 7 games, and then they're all happy as shit. They do it with rejects from everybody else. So they can't recruit their own players without cheating. We have documentation of that. Proof, by the way. Proof. I wonder, are Tennessee fans going to be really upset if the NCAA comes out and hits them with a bowl ban? I mean, they did the same shit to Mizzou over a tutor that did some tests for a couple of guys, and Mizzou fired the tutor, completely cooperated with the NCAA. Fuck you, you still got a bowl ban. What if the NCAA comes out and says, you know what, you have a bowl ban? Oh, these
Arkansas man number 1 says, Rob, I don't mind Clemson. Never have hated on your team, but that's all you do is hate on an Arkansas team that, if we're being honest, would beat the shit out of you this season. When have you ever hated on Arkansas prior?
I've never. The only
Please
thing
refresh my memory, because I seem to have forgotten this.
I've never hated on Arkansas. I think I said earlier that they fucked over their own program, getting Bert Belima down there and firing him at the end of the game. I've never
Folks
really
are asking me about some geography here. Zona Tucson asked me if I ever been to Tucson. No, I've never been west of Memphis, believe it or not. Brandon Coon says, Jackpot, have you ever been to my town of Clinton, South Carolina? Many times. Yes.
Jackpot's got the key to the city down there, by God. They see Jackpot coming, he can go in.
I stopped in QT there last Friday to pee.
Yeah. Jackpot's probably been to Dempsey's. He knows all about that too.
I've been there a bunch of times. Yep.
There you go. Big Money Ross says if Tennessee goes 7-5, no bowl ban. Puffer Billy Paul off the top rope. Banning Tennessee from a bowl is useless. Tennessee ain't going to a bowl anyway. Dakota says I wouldn't give a shit because bowls don't matter anymore. You're right about that. But hey, guess what? If you don't go to a bowl game, that means you can't get boat raced by Purdue or insert shit team here from the Big Ten. So yeah, there's that too.
No, they did have that big win over Indiana a couple of years ago.
I didn't know they played football in Indiana.
They do. They played Tennessee in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl.
Did you bet on that game?
I don't think so. Well, I mean, unless you count our bowl pick'em challenge, I guess I did.
Christian Carver online says, "Is it tough being a South Carolina fan in the upstate sometimes?"
Nah, really not. It's not.
Jackpot just walks around.
This is a giant cock.
People love it. They don't care. They don't care. They love Jackpot up there. Biscuit with a great comment. Since 2008, Tennessee is 40-74 in the SEC. They're not very good. You're right about that.
Dakota says they usually beat all the Big Ten teams, and Purdue showed up, and that one referee left his glasses in the locker room at halftime. That's fair.
Well. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905 if you would like to join the program this evening. You want to answer Zona's question?
Who is my favorite Gamecock?
Yeah.
This is a giant cock.
On the team right now? Shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really put it into perspective like that. I want to see Josh Vann have another big season for South Carolina. I admire him for sticking around as long as he has. I like the entire. My favorite Gamecock is Shane Beamer. How about that?
I figured you would be a DeCarrion Joyner guy, a guy who said, you know what? I want to be a Gamecock regardless. And then went
yeah,
out
him
there and
too.
just laid his dick out there at the bowl game and just won big. So I thought that would be your guy.
Yeah. You got to admire him as well. Anybody that stood, Brad Johnson from who escaped the clutches of the shithole over there out of Pendleton, South Carolina, been around for about 6 years. Finally healthy. He's going to have a good year.
I want to address Arkansas man number 1 with a star. He puts a star there because that's the recruits they get there, I guess. You've been calling us for the last few weeks out of nowhere. Sir, let me explain something to you. Okay? And I don't know how I can break this down to you anymore. Have you ever seen Full Metal Jacket with Gunnery Sergeant Hartman? Gunnery Sergeant Hartman at the beginning of Full Metal Jacket has a great line. We do not discriminate here. You are all equally worthless. Okay? Unless you got the tiger paw on your helmet, you're all equally worthless. So just slow down for a minute. If I picked on your team and I upset your hoo-ha, get you some Vagisil and calm the fuck down. All right? Because it's a long season. All right? And if I decide that I'm going to pick at your team, you're not going to like it. If I really decide, you know what? I'm going to fuck with Arkansas all season, it's not going to work out well for you. I promise you that. All right? So slow your roll. Terry Green.
The Biscuit says he's not a Gamecock, but John Abraham. The Biscuit's going all Lou Holtz era there.
You know,
or might be older than that.
That John Abraham, I think, played for Lou Holtz. I think I remember that. But
or was that Brad Scott? Hell, I can't remember.
Maybe, I can't remember when he played there. But you know, I thought that Gamecock players that I enjoyed when I was working for a WVOC when we got to cover them there, Marcus Lattimore was just outstanding. I mean, just outstanding. And you can't go wrong with Connor Shaw either. But yeah. So you can't go wrong with either one of those two. I liked Ryan Brewer as well. And I thought he was really, really good. Who else did I? You know,
JDC baby.
I'll go with just that set here. I mean, I know Dr. Rick Sanford, who played was a great player for the Gamecocks, played in the NFL. I think he's a good guy. But as far as watching them and enjoying watching them play, Marcus Lattimore was just a different level of running back.
Melvin Ingram was a grown ass man.
Melvin Ingram was great too.
I said that. Why do people say that? He was a grown ass man.
Man. Terry says, "What about Clowney?" Yeah, Clowney was great too. I mean, he really was great too. We're gonna have to ban Vol Steak Jackpot. He just says, "Who is Jim Cornette? Never heard of her."
Oh, bullshit.
He's just bullshitting. There's no way you don't know who Jim Cornette is. Get the hell out of here. So, Deuce Staley.
Billy Paul says Clooney was lazy and out of shape. I disagree. I thought George Clooney was in fantastic shape.
Yeah, George Clooney's got like a hell of a sword list. So why are we knocking George Clooney? I don't get that. Anyway. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. If you would like to join the program, have at it. Arkansas, man, I've pissed this guy off. All right, do it then. I'll be watching Syracuse fuck you up just like they did playing in a sorry-ass conference like the ACC. You really want to talk about conference stuff? You have one more conference win than Vanderbilt since 2012. Please shut up. Your fan base is fucking irrelevant. So just stop it. Just stop it. What's wrong with you? Anyway. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. If you would like to join the program this evening, and out to the phones we go. Welcome to the program.
My man, what's going on? This is Sippy, man. I came on here to tell y'all that Southern Miss is going to do y'all a favor by knocking off Miami in the second game of the season.
Hey, let me ask you something there, Sippy. Is Southern Miss a more viable program than Arkansas? Please help us out.
Oh man, I mean, we're in a bad spot right now. If you want me to be honest with you, yeah, it's nice that we're going to the Sun Belt, and I can't believe I just said that. But coming out of the Conference USA, the Sun Belt's a little deal with the ESPN. All that sounds good and all, so we're gonna take it. But ultimately, Southern Miss is in a bad spot, trying to rebuild with a second-year head coach. Last season, we had 10 players take a snap at quarterback, including Frank Gore Jr. That was the quarterback the last 2 games, and he actually won both of them. So our freaking running back, Frank Gore Sr.'s son, the doggone NFL Hall of Famer, his son running back, playing quarterback, winning games for us. So we're on a 2-game win streak. But are we better than Arkansas? Doggone it, I can't say we are.
Well, what you should have said was, goddamn right we are. What you should have said
Well,
was that Arkansas. Hold on, let me help you. Let me help you, sir, because we got to train you up a little bit. Arkansas is scared shitless of us. They played us in 2013. We scored 3 points on them, but we were goddamn gonna win that game. They have ducked us, and they have ducked us ever since. Those motherfuckers from Fayetteville don't want shit to do with us. That's what you should have said. And then
well, I'll tell you this: Arkansas State's got it coming.
Okay.
That's all I got. I mean, I don't know about the Razorbacks, but Arkansas State, baby, we coming that way. They in the Sun Belt. We got to run through with them as well. So there's only really one team on that side that I'm worried about.
You got to tangle Butch Jones.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, thank you for calling the program, man. Good luck to your team this year as they try to.
Hey, Southern Miss to the doggone top, baby. Thank y'all.
There you go. He's a Southern Mississippi fan, and he calls up and he has viable things to say. There you
JL
go.
over in the comment section says Clemson is the real South Carolina team. I bet he's another one of those that believes that tribe. It's our state. They should wear their name on the jersey.
Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hi, buddy. What's up?
Hey guys, doing good. I got 2 questions to ask you guys.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Is Georgia Tech Syracuse is a good job in football? What are your thoughts on that?
All right, hey man, thank you for calling. We appreciate you listening every week. I personally think that Georgia Tech could be a good job, but Syracuse can't. So there's that. What do you think, Jackpot?
Yeah, I think Georgia Tech. I just think the right coach, with the right mindset, getting the right kind of players down there. I think Georgia Tech could be a fucking sleeping giant. And people think I'm silly and want to laugh at me, but I think it could be. Right there in Atlanta, it's in the middle of fucking state of Georgia where it produces a shit ton of fucking high school talent every year. There's no excuse for them to not be good. No excuse.
Welcome to the program, caller. What you got for the show?
Carolina Jackpot. Let me holler at you.
Woo!
This dude's a freak.
Shane Beaver won 7 games.
Sure. Yeah, what do you got, man? He's won 7 games. Yep. That's anything else?
Yeah.
I'm predicting 9 wins this year for the Carolina.
This is a giant
That's including a bowl win.
So that's 8-4. So that's a 9-4 season. That would be over the top.
This is a giant cock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's wishful thinking. But if the man can do that in his first year with basically 0 quarterback, just imagine what he can do with Spencer Rattler.
That's true. I mean, he beat two halfway decent teams last year. Kind of didn't like the disappointing loss to Missouri. That pissed me off. And then almost losing to Vanderbilt and East Carolina really got my damn Jimmy's pretty good. Not showing up against Clemson and Texas A&M. Oh, and Tennessee really pissed me off too. So that's why I look at this thing with guarded optimism. Have guarded optimism because I know that team played really, really shitty at some points in the season last year, and I just don't want to get donkey punched in the nuts again for like the bajillionth year in a row.
Well, I think you just want to be competitive, right? That's where you're at.
Exactly.
Be competitive. Yeah. Anyway, Dorina Perry says, y'all are aware that the NCAA, read that comment there, Jackpot.
Y'all are aware that the NCAA met back in January and ratified a new constitution. What do we got? White powdered wigs on here now that allows for individuals, coaches, rather than the innocent student athlete to be punished. So no bowl ban.
No, that's some fuckery right there. And see, here's the thing. That is the epitome of dumb. This is not about the student athlete. Okay? This is about you fuck idiots that are up there throwing out millions of dollars. You're getting punished. The ability for you to make money down there with that football program is what should be out there. The student athletes that are there, they can transfer. So cry me a fucking river with that. They can leave if they want to leave. Don't come at me with this shit that you cheated, documented cheated. And oh, what about the poor students that are there? Those motherfuckers could have left. So I don't feel 1 ounce of sorriness for them. They're okay with knowing they may not go to a bowl game. They're okay with that because guess what? They stayed at a program that is one of the most documented programs as far as cheating in the conference. So just stop with that bullshit. Stop it. The fans and the administration and the boosters should be penalized for this.
Some dingling over in the comment section the other day told me that the NCAA will be most likely to reward them for their fine cooperation. It was just fucking.
I hope by rewarding them, they give them a little bit more extra lube before they jam a 2-year bowl ban up their ass. I hope that's the reward. Thanks for playing. We're going to give you some lube. That's what you get. So there you go with that. Anyway, final call for calls this evening, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905.
Baylor, man, it's 24 days until college football season. I hope that's until week 0.
Yeah. Biscuit with the comment of the night. Tennessee pays NIL with food stamps. By the way, Big Barney Ross was on the phone a minute ago when I was ranting and raving. So, oh God, here you go. Oh Jesus. UT was a model of sanctity on how they handled the investigation. They did that because they knew that they'd been caught. They knew they were fucked. Why are you guys so silly? Oh man.
Carolina, Texas A&M guy says Carolina jackpot, more like Carolina jackass. Never heard that one before. That was pretty funny right there.
This dude's a freak.
That's pretty funny right there.
803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Christian says out of South Carolina's wins last year, they only beat 3 teams that were bowl eligible. East Carolina, Florida, and Auburn. Okay.
Well, find most teams that won 6 games. I mean, that's about what you're gonna find. I mean,
welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey, this is Arkansas man number 1, and
hi.
I just was calling on to say that I'm not a big trash talker, and sure. I have to say I actually like Dabo Swinney as a head coach. I like the way he coaches. Hold your dicks
for a minute. We'll be done here in a second.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just got done running a mile. I play high school baseball, so we're doing all kinds of training and stuff. But, anyways, I think that I think that we could have a potentially really good season this year, if I'm just being completely honest.
Sure.
I know that we've had a horrible season in the past, and I just hope that Sam Pittman can continue this, streak that he's been on for the last few years. Because, like we've said, Chad Morris has been a horrible head coach at the University of Arkansas. Whenever he was there, it was just nothing but a joke. That hire was just awful. We hadn't really done nothing since Bobby Petrino was there. So I'm just hoping that Sam Pittman can really get us back going on the right track, and I think that it's a possibility too.
Slow down for a second, man. Let's have a conversation here. Do you miss the days of Bobby Petrino fucking the volleyball players and running around on his motorcycle? You guys miss that?
Oh my God, yeah, man, I hate what he did. It's a horrible, just horrid, like sickening thing that he did. But when it comes to whenever it comes to Arkansas football, I want Arkansas in the best position they can possibly be in.
Who do you despise more, Bobby Petrino or Houston Nutt? Because they both were kind of shitheads. At least Chad Morris was. At least Chad. But be honest. At least Chad Morris wasn't fucking the help. I mean, because that's pretty much what every other Arkansas coach has done, right?
Well, you don't know that.
Well, all right. I will say this: I wasn't around for the Houston Nutt days. But I will say, both coaches were pretty good coaches. But if I had to go with one or the other that I would have to have if we had them back today, I would just go ahead and go with Bobby Petrino, because that's just one of the coaches that I've experienced during my lifetime, and that whenever I was growing up, that's one of the main coaches that I was able to watch. But the whole reason I was coming on the call was just to say that I'm not a trash talker.
Good shot, Jack.
Sometimes I just kind of get heated. And I get caught up in the moment. I'm kind of like Jackpot. Kind of in the moment, I kind of get too serious about stuff.
Oh, I know how that goes.
Well, obviously, we appreciate all folks calling the show. And if you're not into trash talk, the show gets you a little bit because, you should just take it.
Oh, no, I 100%. No, I understand. And I love your guys' show. I watch it all the time whenever baseball, not going on and everything like that. But I love college football. I love all college sports. And yeah, I was glad I was able to stop in and call you guys. So you guys have a good night.
All right. See you later on.
Okay. Big Barney Ross says Bobby Petrino, Rick Pitino, and Urban Myers walk into a bar, a waitress becomes instantly pregnant. No, they're all shooting blanks.
ATL DJ Baby Boy says, does Tennessee and Arkansas drink the same water? Maybe.
Do those states touch? Maybe.
They touch each other. What you got for the program?
Hey guys, this is the Biscuit.
Hey Biscuit, what's going on?
Right.
Hey, nothing. I just want to describe to you guys how actually stupid Tennessee fans are.
Oh,
so I made that comment that Tennessee buys or pays NIL with food stamps, correct?
Correct.
A Tennessee fan's response was, they buy them from my mom. They're free, sir. You go get food stamps from the government for free. You don't have to buy them from my mom. So just wanted to make sure that Tennessee fans were all aware of that, because if they're paying for food stamps, the government provides them. So
Jesus.
You think that mustard that was tossed was bought with food stamps?
Of course it was.
I would think so.
It was
I
either
would think so.
either
you know what?
food
A
stamps
Tennessee fan,
or they stole it like in shoplifted it.
Right. Tennessee fans try to get Goldens at the store, and then they get caught because they're not allowed to buy that.
I hear, Biscuit, and maybe you can help me with this, that you have the absolute best recipe for Tennessee Tears, and you make that pretty much every season since 2007, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like barbecue. You gotta wait till
I just don't understand what all the hype is. 7-6 and coming off of look, if Georgia went 7-6 last year and was coming off of a loss to Purdue, I wouldn't be running around crying because CBS ranked me 23rd, or like these fans do. or they're completely disrespected. And CBS and ESPN, these publications, they're all crazy. They're all crazy. Tennessee should be top 10. I mean, they lost, for God's sakes, they lost to Purdue in overtime.
Biscuit, you didn't hear earlier. Billy said they're going to the CFP, and that they're all there.
I heard, I heard that. I've heard that several times. I just hope Purdue isn't waiting for them, because if Purdue's in the playoff, that would be a tough matchup for them.
Just saying, I don't know. We'll see.
Like I said, if they get that bowl ban, the Camping World Bowl is going to miss them.
Yeah. You know what? I got to give credit to Aaron Brown over there. He goes, Tennessee has the most hated fans ever. How dare they be excited? Aaron, we don't pick at you. You come in here and you're actually viable with some of the stuff you say. Eric over there, he's pretty viable too. I think Billy, if he gets off of the oxy that he got for his knee, he might be more level-headed when he's over there. But there's just a lot of silly.
Yeah, well, I mean, they make themselves targets. That's when they get attacked. I mean,
yeah,
they come out and say ridiculous things. It's just like the Kentucky fan last year that was making ridiculous comments. Remember, he got blasted. There's some Gamecocks fans. Gamecocks fans are starting to come around and say they're going to beat Georgia, so they'll get a little bit there, But they're not laying it on as thick.
God damn it! Luke says all this program ever talks about is Tennessee. No, holy shit! We were talking earlier about Northwestern. We were talking about South Carolina earlier.
We were talking about Arkansas a lot.
We talked about Arkansas and how Chad Morris fucked them. You
we even talked about Wake Forest.
Special. You are not special. Stop
it. They keep walking in here as a 7-6 team and talking about how they're going to win a national championship. Oh no, I'm sorry, not a national championship. They're just going to go to the playoffs and win the
playoffs.
So in the stupidity of that comment is basically they're downplaying the SEC, because if you're the SEC champion, you're supposed to go to the play. I guess as an SEC champion, they're going to be the one that can't.
I just love when they're like,
stupidity.
I just love it when they say that we just talk about them. You are not special. Stop it. You're not special.
I will
You're a 7-6 disaster. Okay, that's what you are. With a quarterback from Virginia. Shut up.
Leonard over in the comment section said Jack Plott, when Beamer is fired here in another year or two, should South Carolina hire Steve Spurrier Jr. to replace him? It seems that last name will get the Gamecocks as far as I can go, just a bit short. Our team's not the one who fires a coach every 4 years. So, I mean.
Get this. So when I was in 2016, I was at the Georgia-Tennessee game. It was the game that Nick Chubb blew out his leg, and Georgia lost. And I was talking to some Tennessee fans leaving the stadium about how I wanted Mark Richt fired at that point, because he just can't win big games, and he had sort of lost it. And they were telling me, "You don't want to do that. Look what happened to us. Trust me." Like the only parallel is firing your coach, and there's a lack of success. Like one-dimensional thinking. Yeah.
Right,
well, if you hire the wrong guy every time, certainly. Yeah.
Biscuit, I'm gonna let you field this question really quick here, and then you can. I mean, there is one answer that's for it, but we'll let you have it here. This is from Dakota Online. When Georgia's had the talent to win the Natty the last 15 years and still couldn't do it, explain that, please. Explain that. Why couldn't you? Please, sir. Help Dakota out.
Why couldn't Georgia win a national championship?
Yeah.
Well, in the
how
past
about
15
just say
years they
we're
have.
the
They
national
just
champion now? How about that? Let's go with that. How about we're the national champion now, and you're throwing rocks at the throne down there from the toilet bowl? That's pretty much what
Georgia's been to two, if I remember correctly. Georgia's been to two in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
They were an inch away from winning it in 2017. They weren't far from winning it in 2012 either. They lost to Bama. In the last seconds? The tipped pass that was caught on the 5-yard line. I mean, they've been close.
Yeah, it's Gamecocks, but never mind.
But the funniest thing for Tennessee fans to come in and say that is they have one national championship in 1998. Do they realize all the things that had to happen for them to win that national championship? Now, they had a good team that year, and I was actually at that game too, and they destroyed Georgia in 1998. But they played the national championship against Florida State's third-string quarterback because their first two were out. People forget during the season against Arkansas was downing the football in Neyland Stadium beat them, and the guard stepped back, tripped the quarterback, and he fumbled, and Tennessee ended
I
up winning
remember
the game.
that.
Yeah.
So think of all the things that just had to happen for that 1998. Then they claim a national championship in 1968.
Didn't they beat Mississippi State in the SEC championship that year?
Yeah. They had the easiest SEC championship.
yeah. What the fuck?
By 10. They beat them by 10, by the way.
Yeah. Biscuit, you're always welcome on the show, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for
having me.
man.
Yep.
See you later. Someone else said somebody said they were calling next, so we'll give them an opportunity to call right now.
Dakota VFL said about Nick Chubb, he didn't blow out his leg. Tennessee broke that bitch.
Oh, Jesus, Dakota. Damn, we don't have to go there. All right. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
What's going on, Rob? It is Elijah Allen. How you guys doing?
How you doing? What you got for the show? Go ahead.
I'm great, man. This is really just me. What's this kind of this is what really chaps my ass session. I'm not tired of hearing Georgia.
What chaps
your ass? Like his.
Biscuit calling up and hitting some facts.
No, 1,000%. Georgia fans just won a national freaking championship.
Yeah,
and they're acting like they got a chip on their shoulder, like 1,000 feet high, and then won't shut the hell up, dude. Like, I mean, you've had
hold on. Elijah, when you win the national title, you can have that chip. You can say, "Motherfucker, we won." That's part of it.
Yeah,
man.
But they want to trash talk every fucking. I guarantee you can put this on the bookshelf of accountability right freaking now. We'll talk about 5 years down the road. Kirby Smart will not win another national championship in Georgia. He's literally Ed Orgeron because he can't develop any type of offensive talent, and this is an offensive game these days. Georgia will fall off the map in the next 5 years.
Hey, Elijah,
I don't know about all that.
Jay says you're making his pussy dry, so please keep it to a minimum.
Well, it ain't that hard, Jay. He's probably fucking 50 years old or gonna be menopause. Like, I mean, I can only do so much. I can only sing so pretty, Jay.
All right, well.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Well, you're gonna send Jay home with some dried up vagina. Don't do that. All right, well, you can.
As
look,
far as I know,
Jay's
got a dick, so I guess he's hermaphrodite too. I guess I don't know.
I don't know about all that.
I can't. I can only do so much, Rob.
But look, you have right to get pissed off at Georgia fans, but I mean they won the national title. Stop it.
They did. It's just a constant running their mouth like, dude, you just won a natty. Like, relax for a minute. It's not 1980. We can't hashtag you anymore. Just relax.
To quote the better half of this podcast, the man up there in the L town, when they talk about the Gamecocks schedule, he says the same thing. Win some fucking games. That's the advice you should have over there at Tennessee. Win some fucking games.
Well,
don't lose to Purdue.
I think Tennessee's gonna win some games this year. I really do. Also, this is one other thing I was gonna say because it's been irritating the shit out of me. If Clemson had the same record the same schedule as Tennessee last year, the records would have been very comparable.
Clemson would have.
Y'all did not. No, Clemson would have went maybe 8-4 in that season. When you play in a freaking weak ass conference like the ACC.
Slow down. Oh, sir, hold on for just a second. We've talked about this before. Last season,
100%.
South Carolina played 3 teams that finished in the top 25 in the regular season. They're an SEC school. Clemson, and by the way, one of those teams that South Carolina played was Clemson. Clemson played this, quote, ACC schedule that folks want to run their mouths about, and they played more ranked teams than a team from the SEC East. So the idea that Clemson plays in a weak-ass conference is bullshit. At the end of the season, they played more ranked teams than South Carolina did. I don't understand.
I don't know if they were necessarily ranked at the time they played them. But...
No, hang on.
They were ranked at the end of the season. That's the thing that matters.
No, listen to this. I'm a Tennessee, right? And I'm just stating this for obvious. Tennessee should have beat Pittsburgh in that game. Probably, right?
And you know what?
If they would have had an in-hooker starting, but they lost that game.
I should be able to beat my wife in golf, but I can't. These are things that we want in life, but we just can't have them. You wanted to beat Pittsburgh, but you couldn't.
I'm not saying.
I'm
not saying that
the Tennessee game was 300 yards and not
Tennessee.
have my wife embarrass me on the golf course, but she does it every damn day we play. It's just the way that it is. Sir, you need to read up some stuff about teams that are ranked at the end of the season. This team that everyone loves over there, that Peg and Megan has his diamond knee plates on to blow Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. They didn't finish ranked last season. Okay?
I mean,
oh my God, everybody's going to win.
Is that
what?
Jimbo Fisher is white Kevin Coughlin. That's facts. So
how about
we agree on that?
How about he's just a used car salesman? We'll go with that. We don't have to bring in any of
this
this other stuff
Jones
in there.
2.0.
But he doesn't have the buzz cut of Butch Jones. I will not sit here and let you bash Butch Jones and his buzz cut, comparing him to fucking Jimbo Fisher. I will not have it, sir.
Say what you will. Say what you will about Butch Jones. Butch Jones always had a clean ass fade. All right.
That fade up there was clean. He got over with you hillbillies up there. He went. I heard if I remember correctly, he went around to schools and was giving out fluoride to the kids. Y'all should have kept him. Y'all really should have. Just saying. He was going to help the dental stuff up there in Tennessee. He really was. So there you go.
All right, I love you guys. Good to call in and good talking to you guys. Calling in, talking shit. So
Appreciate
all right,
it,
you guys have a good night.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye. All right, Jackpot. People need to enter the contest.
Would you read Leonard's comment?
Jesus Christ. Leonard had somebody type that for him. It's more than 12 words.
Yeah.
Rob, Clemson completely sucks here at some point down the road. Will you continue to do the show similar to Jackpot now with South Carolina currently sucking?
Didn't we have the same record as them last year?
Who? The Tennessee? Yeah.
We have the same record last year.
Yeah, and South Carolina won their bowl game. Just throwing that out there. There's that.
Yeah.
Just what I want to hear that.
Pretty easily too.
Look,
try it sometime.
I'm going to do this podcast for the foreseeable future. If Clemson starts sucking, I'm still going to do it. You're obviously not here for for baseball season or basketball season, where Clemson sucks absolute dog dick, and I come in here every week as we get our mouth rammed by tons and tons of programs, and I'll still support the Tiger Paw. It just happens that we have one of the best football programs in the country. I don't know how long it's going to be before we suck. Suck in the eyes of who? They won 10 games last year, and everybody's like, oh, Clemson sucks. Won 10 games. It's a good season. If your team wins 10 games, you might burn down something up there. I don't know. But yeah, I'll still show up. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere at all. All right, there's that. Elijah says that I make him want to hate Clemson. He needs to worry about Jay and that his vagina. Apparently, that's all we need.
Will you read Brandon Kuhn's comment?
Paige Buchers tore her ACL and is out for the season. Probably the second best player in women's hoops. Okay.
I love Kuhn. He just comes off the top rope with just the most random ass shit.
All right, let me tell you something else too. If you want to know where Brandon Kuhn is on a Friday night, here's what you do. You find out where Clinton is playing football. If they're in Antarctica and they're playing the Penguins in Antarctica, Brandon Kuhn will be down there watching them. He does not. I don't think that guy's missed a Clinton football game in 7,000 fucking years. I truly don't. I don't think he's missed one.
I think he went over to Abbeville.
He probably did. All right. Well, Biscuit says Clemson goes 11-1. Well, we'll see. The thing with Clemson is that we've talked about it. I think by game 3, we'll know what kind of season Clemson's going to have. If Uiagalelei's out there throwing darts, Clemson will go 12-0. He's out there choking on penis, then Klubnik's going to go in there, and you got to deal with a freshman who, from what I've heard, is great, but he's a freshman. So there's that. So there you go. All right, Jackpot, do you have anything else?
I don't. I don't. Just get in the contest. Get in the contest.
The Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. Make sure you get in it now.
$20. I mean, come on.
Link is in the description, sir. That's very simple. Link is in the description. So feel free to get into the contest. If you think you know your football, or you or you want to just try to win some money. Like it's so weird. Sometimes people just like, I remember when Wendy was in it and she used to win a good bit. I mean, usually the women do really, really well in this contest. So if you're one of our female listeners and you're like, I don't want to do that because it's guys, or no, the women.
They pick by colors and shapes.
My wife picks her winners by the academic institution, how good your degree is. So she might pick Vanderbilt every week. See how that works out.
She'd lose a lot.
Against the spread, she might not. She might not.
No, they didn't cover any spreads last year, dude. They got fucking clapped a bunch. Except from against the Gamecocks. Excuse me.
All right. Well, Jackpot's been a good show. Get in the Pick'em Challenge. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you later on.